Chosen one before anything else. I need you to hear this clearly and without distraction, because this message is not here to entertain you. It is here to align you. Do not let your bank account lie to you. Do not let temporary numbers convince you that heaven has forgotten your name, because what you are walking into is not just money. It is a testing season disguised as blessing, and this is where most people misunderstand God. Sudden wealth is not heaven celebrating you. It is heaven examining you. It is one of the most misunderstood moves of God, and most people do not fail because they receive too much. They fail because they receive it before they are internally ready to carry it. Power changes nothing. It reveals everything. And money is power. It does not heal wounds. It exposes them. It does not create character. It amplifies it. This is why sudden wealth destroys so many people who prayed for it. Not because money is evil, but because they were never trained to hold what they caught when you are broke. Your choices are limited. You think carefully. You pray differently. You hesitate before acting. But when money enters the room, options multiply, and with options come temptations you never had to face before. Access creates pressure, attention creates noise, influence creates mirrors. Suddenly, every unresolved insecurity, every hunger for validation, every desire to prove something to the world starts whispering louder. This is why wealth is not a reward. First, it is a mirror. First, it reflects who you really are when no one is limiting you anymore. Some people believe God gives wealth to show favor, but that is incomplete. God gives wealth to test stewardship. Wealth is not a trophy to display status. It is a tool to fulfill assignment, and tools in the hands of the unhealed become weapons against themselves. Think about it. That craving to be seen. That need to show you finally made it. That quiet resentment from growing up with less. That urge to overgive just to feel loved. None of that disappears when money comes. It gets louder. And that is why you have felt delayed, not punished, prepared. God delays sudden wealth to burn out greed, uproot insecurity, and detach your identity from lack. Because wealth in the hands of a broken identity does not bless. It destroys. Look around. So many people prayed for the breakthrough, but cursed the exposure that came with it. They wanted overflow without accountability, expansion without transformation. But chosen one, that is not your story, because if you are listening to this right now, it means God trusted you enough to put you in preparation before promotion. There is a reason. So many people who receive money suddenly lose it just as fast, not because abundance is cursed, but because they skipped the process. They caught abundance without capacity, and capacity matters more than cash. Sudden wealth hands you power, and power demands maturity. It tests how you move when no one can tell you no. It tests whether your decisions come from wisdom or wounded pride. It tests whether you see money as a servant or a master. This is why the delay you resented was actually mercy. God was teaching you how to think when you had nothing, so you would not self-destruct when you had everything. He was training your nervous system to stay calm under pressure, training your spirit to choose peace over impulse, training your heart to value purpose over applause, because once wealth arrives, the noise gets louder, not quieter. People watch more closely. Temptations dress better. Shortcuts look reasonable, and without grounding, wealth will own you instead of serve you. Many think sudden wealth means freedom, but freedom without discipline becomes chaos. God never releases increase without internal infrastructure. He upgrades your patience before your income. He strengthens your discernment before your deals. He heals your need for validation before he hands you visibility, because if you still need applause to feel worthy, money will turn you into a performer instead of a steward. This is why sudden wealth is not a party. It is an examination. It reveals what you love, what you fear, what you trust, and what you still need to heal. It will show you whether you are building from purpose or compensating for pain. And here is the part most people miss. God is not just preparing to give you wealth. He is preparing to trust you with it. Trust is heavier than blessing. Trust means heaven believes. You will not waste what others would misuse. Trust means God weighed your soul, not your resume. Trust means He knows you can carry increase without losing yourself. That is why your life has never felt ordinary. That is why the pressure has been higher. That is why the process felt unfair. At times, you were not being slowed down, you were being fortified. Because wealth moves fast, but character takes time. And if character is weak, wealth becomes fire instead of fuel. So if you have been feeling an unusual stillness lately, if things feel quiet but heavy, if your spirit feels like it is rehearsing for something unfamiliar, that is not anxiety, that is alignment, that is your internal world being upgraded to handle what is coming. You are not just about to receive money, you are about to receive responsibility. And responsibility is what separates chosen ones from lucky ones. Chosen one, listen carefully, because this is the part most people never understand until it is too late. The delay you complained about was not rejection, and it was not punishment. It was protection. You were not ignored by heaven. You were hidden by it. God does not delay what He plans to destroy. He delays what He plans to preserve, because wealth without discernment is not a blessing. It is a setup. If the money had come earlier before your eyes were fully open, you would have handed access to people who were never assigned to your future. You would have confused familiarity with loyalty. You would have poured your blessing into leaking cups, and God, in His mercy, refused to let that happen. That is why the process took longer than you expected. That is why doors closed that looked perfect on paper. That is why certain relationships faded without explanation. Not because you were losing, but because you were being filtered. Wealth brings exposure, and exposure attracts opportunists. People change the moment money enters the room. Friends become competitors, supporters become manipulators. Smiles start hiding agendas, and if you are still emotionally vulnerable, when abundance arrives, you will mistake attention for alignment. You will confuse history with destiny. Just because someone walked with you through struggle does not mean they are qualified to walk with you into abundance. God knows this, so He lets time do what confrontation cannot. He allows distance to reveal motives. He allows silence to expose intentions. He allows betrayal to sharpen your discernment. Not because He enjoys your pain, but because wealth given too early becomes a magnet for sabotage. Chosen ones are not just being given money, they are being given influence. And influence in the wrong hands can destroy entire bloodlines. That is why God slowed you down. He forced you into seasons of isolation where you had to sit with yourself, where distractions were removed, where you faced wounds you kept avoiding, where you learned how to stand alone without applause. Because if you could not protect your peace in lack, you would be eaten alive in abundance. Some of the loneliness you felt was not rejection, It was insulation. God was creating distance between you and people who would have drained you. Dry once you rose, you thought they were supporters, but they were spectators. You thought they were with you, but they were waiting to see when you would rise so they could ride the wave. And God, who sees beyond smiles, had to let them go before He let the money flow. That is why certain connections fell apart right before things were about to change. That is why conversations felt forced. That is why you outgrew rooms you once begged to be accepted into. You were not being pushed away. You were being pulled forward. And here is the hard truth. Some people are only assigned to your survival season. If they had access to your abundance, they would have sabotaged your future, even if unintentionally. So, God hid you until your value could no longer be exploited. He allowed you to be underestimated, so you would not be owned. He kept your name quiet, so your gift could stay pure. You thought being overlooked meant you were behind, but being overlooked meant you were protected from systems that would have used. You protected from deals that would have compromised you, protected from people who would have celebrated your talent but resented your elevation. Now, look at your life. You are no longer desperate for approval. You can walk away from things that look good but feel wrong. You no longer need to explain yourself. To be at peace, that is not accidental. That is training. God waited until you could say no without guilt, walk away without fear, and stand alone without collapsing, before He trusted you with more. Because wealth magnifies everything, and if your circle was still full of unresolved attachments, abundance would have turned into bondage. This is why the delay was divine. It was God saying not yet, because not everyone around you is meant to go with you. And when the wealth finally arrives, you will understand why it took so long. You will look around and realize the people left standing are the ones who never needed your money to respect your worth. They did not wait for you to win to believe in you. They did not tolerate you. They honored you. And that is who abundance is safe with. So, if you ever wondered why your journey felt slower, lonelier, and heavier than others, now you know you are being built differently. God was not just preparing your hands to receive, He was preparing your life to sustain. Because what is coming to you is not temporary. It is not flashy. It is not fragile. It is meant to last and lasting. Wealth requires clean alignment, clean circles, clean motives, and clean access. The delay removed what would have destroyed you later. It filtered the noise. It exposed false loyalty. It strengthened your backbone, and it trained your discernment to recognize peace over pressure. You were not behind schedule. You were right on time. Heaven does not rush what it plans to protect. And the fact that you are still standing, still grounded, still faithful, after all the waiting is proof that the delay did exactly what it was supposed to do. It prepared you to receive without losing yourself. Chosen one. Now listen closely, because this is where many people misunderstand money completely. Money does not change who you are. It turns the volume up on who you have been hiding. Wealth is not a personality upgrade. It is a volume knob. Whatever was dormant inside you gets louder when resources arrive. If insecurity lived there, it will speak through comparison. If fear lived there, it will show up as control. If pride lived there, it will surface as entitlement. And if peace lived there, it will expand into influence. This is why so many people say money ruined them. when in reality, money simply exposed what they never healed before. Wealth, your flaws were limited by circumstance. You could not afford to act on them. Survival restrained you. Lack forced discipline. But when money shows up, restraint disappears and the truth steps forward. This is why sudden wealth is dangerous for people who skipped inner work. The attention increases, the access widens, the options multiply, and all of it turns up the volume on your inner world. If you were bitter before, wealth will not heal it. It will make it reckless. If you were validation hungry before, wealth will not satisfy it. It will make it insatiable. If you were secretly power hungry before, wealth will not calm it. It will give it tools. And the dangerous part is this: none of that feels evil. At first, it feels like enjoying life. It feels like finally being seen. It feels like freedom. But underneath it is identity leakage. This is why people with sudden money often feel emptier than when they had nothing. Because wealth is not a filler. It is a flashlight. It shines light on habits you ignored, wounds you avoided, and patterns you justified when survival was the excuse. People love to say, when I get money, I will finally be happy. But happiness is not postponed by poverty. It is revealed by abundance. If peace was missing, before, wealth will highlight the absence. If purpose was unclear, before, money will not clarify it. It will distract you from finding it. That is why God allows long seasons of lack for chosen ones, not to break them, but to free them to strip away ego, before exposure to dissolve trauma, before access to break approval, addiction before influence, because influence without identity is a trap. When wealth arrives, your name gets louder. People watch your moves, your decisions ripple outward, and if you do not know who you are, you will start becoming. Who people expect, you will say yes. When you mean no, you will compromise to maintain image. You will perform instead of steward, and slowly the blessing becomes a burden. This is why God cared more about who you were becoming than what you were accumulating. He watched how you handled little. He watched how you spent when no one was impressed. He watched how you treated people who could not help you. He watched whether you chose integrity when shortcuts were available, because money magnifies intention. It does not create it. This is why preparation matters. God was building your internal compass so you would not lose direction when the spotlight hit. He was teaching you to self-regulate emotionally so wealth would not hijack your nervous system. He was training you to delay gratification so abundance would not turn you into an addict of excess. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was happening. Your discernment was being sharpened. Your impulses were being exposed. Your values were being tested in silence. And that is the kind of training money cannot buy. Many people become rich and lose themselves, but chosen ones are trained to meet wealth, already knowing who they are that way. Money becomes a servant, not an identity. Here is the truth. Most people avoid. Money gives you options, but options test maturity. When you can do anything, you discover what you actually want. When you can buy anything, you find out what really matters. When you no longer need permission, your character becomes visible. That is why wealth is neutral. It simply reveals alignment or disorder. God did not want your wealth to be loud. He wanted your wisdom to be louder, because wisdom sustains what money attracts. Without wisdom, wealth collapses under its own weight, and that is why the training season felt long. God was not slow. He was precise. He knew that if your internal world was not healed, your external world would collapse. He knew that if your sense of worth was still tied to struggle, wealth would own you. He knew that if your identity was still shaped by lack, abundance would confuse you. So he taught you to be stable before being successful, calm before being celebrated, rooted before being rewarded. That is not delay, that is design. And if you are feeling moments of imposter syndrome lately, understand this. That feeling is not proof you are unqualified. It is residue from being underestimated for too long. You got used to being overlooked. You built in the shadows. You learned to survive without applause. So now your mind is catching up to what your spirit already knows. Do not confuse humility with self-doubt. True humility is confidence without arrogance. And you earned this preparation. You are not lucky. You were forged. Heaven does not hand influence to people who cannot manage themselves. And God does not deposit generational resources into unstable identities. So when the wealth arrives, do not shrink, do not apologize, do not sabotage, stand grounded. Own it with responsibility. Not ego, because money did not change you. It revealed the work you already did. And that is why you will keep it when others lose it. Chosen one. Now we move into the part most people never understand, because this is where the meaning of wealth shifts completely. What is coming to you is not for flexing. It is not for proving anything to anyone. And it is not for silencing old pain. It is for assignment. Wealth in the hands of a chosen one is never random. It is intentional, strategic, and tied to purpose. God does not bless you just to upgrade your lifestyle. He blesses you to expand your impact. Comfort is a byproduct, not the mission. Calling is the reason, and this is why your journey has always felt heavier than others. This is why you were stripped of the need to be seen, because God could not afford to let your vision get lost in performance. He was protecting the purity of what you were meant to build, because if wealth reaches someone before they understand why they are carrying it, they will waste it on validation. They will spend it trying to prove worth instead of solving problems. But you were trained differently. You were humbled before you were elevated. You were hidden before you were trusted. And now the wealth moving toward you is not asking the question, what can you buy? It is asking, what can you build? This is kingdom-level thinking. Chosen ones do not just live well. They build well. They create systems that outlast moods. They fund ideas that heal communities. They support voices that would have been silenced without resources. They create safety where there was chaos. They bring order where there was neglect. This is not about flashy moments. This is about long-term movements. And that is why God waited until your heart was clean. He did not want you chasing applause. He wanted you carrying answers. The wealth coming to you is divine currency. It is meant to flow, not sit. It is meant to solve, not impress. And if you are honest, you have always felt that pull. Even when you had little, you thought about helping, building, fixing, restoring. You were never satisfied with just surviving. Something in. You wanted to leave things better than you found them. That was the assignment forming long before the resources arrived. This is why God trained you to think in decades, not days. He taught you patience, so you would not rush the vision. He taught you restraint, so you would not overspend the purpose. He taught you boundaries, so you would not burn out trying to save everyone, because kingdom wealth is not chaotic. It is disciplined, it is structured, it is wise. And now you are not just becoming rich, you are becoming resourceful, and resourceful means. You see problems as invitations. It means you understand leverage. It means you know how to turn $1 into 10 lives changed. God is not just increasing your income, He is upgrading your insight. That is why your relationship with money has matured. You no longer see it as security. You see it as responsibility. You no longer see it as identity. You see it as a tool. You are learning how to manage before you multiply, how to protect before you expand, how to delegate before you scale. And this is the kind of wisdom that sustains abundance. Many people can attract money, but few can sustain it, and you are being trained to sustain it. And that requires emotional maturity, because wealth without emotional boundaries is dangerous. So God healed the parts of you that used to overspend. Out of insecurity, He corrected the part of you that used to overgive. Out of guilt, He removed the fear that made you say yes when you meant no. He taught you how to be generous without being drained, firm without being hard, kind without being careless. This is legacy literacy. You are no longer thinking about what you can have. You are thinking about what you can hand down, what you can build that continues after you are gone, what systems you can put in place that protect the next generation from cycles you had to break alone. This is why your blessing will not look loud. It will look effective, quietly, powerful, strategically placed. While others chase attention, you will be creating impact. While others post highlights, you will be funding breakthroughs while others spend. To be seen, you will invest. To be felt. This is the difference between lifestyle wealth and kingdom wealth. Lifestyle wealth consumes. Kingdom wealth multiplies. Lifestyle wealth ends with a person. Kingdom wealth flows through them, and you were never meant to be the end point. You were meant to be the pipeline. That is why the pressure has been higher. Pipelines must be strong, or they break under flow. God reinforced you internally, so the flow would not destroy you. And when the wealth lands in your hands, it will feel different, not intoxicating grounding, not overwhelming. Clear, you will not panic. You will know exactly what to do. Because purpose will guide the money, not emotion. This is not the season to stunt. It is the season to build, to fund ideas that change lives, to sponsor freedom, to support people who have nothing to offer you. In return, that is real power, that is real wealth. And when you operate from that place, money will keep finding you. Because resources are attracted to responsibility, God is not blessing you randomly. He is resourcing you intentionally where you are about to go. Faith alone will not be enough. You will need finances because purpose requires power in this world, and wealth carries weight. You are about to carry both. That is why this assignment feels bigger than you, because it is. But you were shaped for it. This is not about proving people wrong. This is about answering prayers you never heard spoken out loud. And when people look at your life, they will not just see success. They will see restoration. They will feel hope. They will see what happens when wealth is carried by someone who understands why they have it. And that is why God trusted you. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to be purified. Chosen one, listen carefully, because this final part is where many people are not prepared, not because they are weak, but because no one warned them what really happens when wealth starts moving toward you. When abundance approaches, the warfare does not disappear. It changes form. The attacks are no longer obvious. They no longer look like struggle or lack. They look like opportunities. They sound like partnerships. They arrive as deals, invitations, shortcuts. and once-in-a-lifetime offers. And this is where discernment becomes more valuable than money itself, because not every open door is from God. Some doors are designed to look divine, but are backed by compromise. Some offers promise speed, but demand silence. Some partnerships bring capital, but drain your peace. And if you are not spiritually alert, you will sign contracts that cost you more than they ever pay you. Wealth attracts gatekeepers, but it also attracts manipulators. People who smile while studying your weaknesses. People who mirror your vision, but do not share your values. People who want access to what you carry, not alignment with who you are. And this is why prayer must come before signatures, and peace must come before profit. Because wealth with bondage is not a blessing. It is a trap. And as you rise, another test appears: isolation. The higher you go, the fewer people can walk with you. Not because you became better, but because your environment shifted. Money changes expectations. People you once laughed with will start watching you differently. Some will feel entitled to your success. Others will quietly resent it. You will be accused of forgetting your roots, when all you did was protect your boundaries. And this loneliness can feel heavy if you are not grounded in purpose. But hear this clearly. The isolation is not punishment. It is protection. Some people were only assigned to your survival season. If they followed you into abundance, they would drain you emotionally, financially, and spiritually. God reduces the circle to protect the calling. Silence becomes sacred when you understand that peace is more valuable than popularity. Then comes the emotional test. Most people never admit forgiveness. Wealth will bring old faces back around people who doubted you, people who hurt you, people who never apologized, and you will feel the urge to flex, to remind them who you are now, to let success speak revenge. But revenge is cheap, and chosen ones are called to something higher. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was acceptable. It is refusing to carry the weight of it into your next season. Bitterness poisons the vessel, and God will not pour abundance into a polluted heart. So you release them, not for their freedom, but for yours. And then there is the quiet battle that shows up even after you earned it: imposter syndrome, even after the doors open, even after the numbers change. A voice may whisper, "Are you sure you belong here?" That voice is not truth. It is residue from being underestimated for too long. You were trained in the shadows. You learned to move without applause. So now your mind is catching up to what heaven already decided. Do not shrink, do not sabotage, do not apologize for being trusted. Heaven does not make deposits in places it cannot trust. You were not lucky, you were prepared. And understand this: the wealth coming to you is not for competition, it is for commission. You're not being raised to outshine peers. You're being positioned to outgive systems, to fund healing, to restore communities, to support visions that would never survive without resources. This is kingdom wealth, and with kingdom wealth comes kingdom responsibility. You are not the end point. You are the pipeline. Resources flow through you, because solutions flow through you. And if you stay clean, grounded, and aligned, the flow will not stop. So stay sharp, stay disciplined, stay rooted. Walk away from what looks good but feels wrong. Say no without guilt. Choose peace over pressure, and never forget why this wealth was released to you. Not to flex, not to flaunt, but to free, to build, to restore, to multiply what was entrusted to you. And if this message spoke to your spirit, do not stay silent. Comment below and tell me which part hit you the hardest. Was it the delay, the isolation, the discernment, or the assignment, type 777. In the comments, if you know you are still in preparation season, type 888. If you feel the assignment pulling you higher, your comment is not random. Your testimony could unlock clarity for someone else reading it right now. Like this video so it reaches more chosen ones who need this confirmation. Subscribe to the channel if you know. You are called, not just curious. This space is not for the crowd. It is for the aligned. Turn on the notification bell so you do not miss the next word that could shift your entire season. Share this with someone you know is carrying more than they realize, because their breakthrough is not just coming, it is already in motion. You are not alone. You are aligned, and what God trusted you with will not destroy you. It will define you. God bless you.